Alright guys, so I made a mistake in my last video about Rent-a-Girlfriend. An uh-oh, if you will. An oopsie-doopsie. A big old giant fucky-wucky. Having read the manga, I assumed that Season 2 would introduce and subsequently conclude the movie arc. And well, it introduced it alright on the last fucking episode. Let's just take a little rewind back to what I said, shall we? It really goes a long way to make their connections feel special. This goes double for the plot of Season 2. Seriously, some of the best manga I've ever read is the movie arc. Ah, the words of an idiot. Listen, I still stand by the opinion that when they do the movie arc, it'll probably be beautiful, and it still is my favorite arc in any manga I've ever read. This season, however, yeah, it didn't do that, did it? They decided in all their infinite wisdom to make the most boring episodes they possibly could. Like, nothing fucking happens. Chizuru gets a little better at acting, but doesn't make the cut for Mr. Casting Couch. Mami is set up to be the villain of the next season when she was already the villain of the last season. Kazuya's grandmother continues to be the worst character. Yeah, that's right, I hate her more than Mami. Kibe has almost no lines. Sumi realizes that she likes Kazuya. Again, I guess. Ruka sexually assaults Kazuya, but he's into it, I guess. And Chizuru's grandmother almost dies, but doesn't. Kazuya decides to help Chizuru make a movie. And that's it. That's the whole entire season. I know that at this point they're just following what the manga did, but there's like 3 or 4 episodes that could have been completely cut and I don't think it would affect the story at all. We don't need Mami expositioning to herself about ruining Kazuya's life. We don't need Ruka imposing on Kazuya's family and trying to tell them she's his girlfriend again. Even if they did cut half the bullshit out, they still wouldn't be able to do the movie arc in 4 episodes. I think they're gonna spend almost all of Season 3 on that. They gotta make Rent-a-Girlfriend a long-running show, right? Now this is the next One Piece. If I had to sum up the whole thing in one sentence, it would be, this season feels like one big long filler episode. Well, maybe it really is the next One Piece. In all seriousness, I don't think this season was bad or anything, it's just not the one I wanted. Instead of something poignant and fulfilling, we get 3 characters trying their hardest to make me hate them. And it worked. I do. Okay, to be fair, I don't hate Ruka-chan, it's just like, man, write her to be less annoying next season maybe? Write everyone to be less annoying while you're at it. Well, the climax of this arc is Chizuru coming to terms with not being able to star in her movie before her grandmother dies. Because of this, we get a flashback where we learn that Chizuru's grandfather, who had been supportive of her dreams all her life, got fucking isekai'd by Truck-kun into heaven. Chizuru has had enough of people telling her that she can do it when she really feels that she just can't. She starts crying for the first time since the doctor told her that her grandmother doesn't have much time left to live, and that it's absolutely ruined by the worst possible background music they could have chosen. Like seriously, it's almost like whoever chose the music for this season is a Reddit user. It might as well have gone like this. Hey, wanna make a movie? That was a really important moment character-wise for Chizuru, but when something that you're supposed to forget about, like background music, starts to distract you, then that's how you ruin a scene. Like play some piano music or something, but no, they have to choose 1990s Euro dance mixes or some shit like that. Speaking of music that doesn't seem to fit the show, the intro. I don't have a problem with the song, though I would have preferred something similar to Centimeter, but I could only stomach watching through that thing once. It's like they spent all their budget on Ruka tongue-fucking Kazuya, so they had like 3 frames to work with. Like seriously, it's just Kazuya walking around at like 10 frames per second. It's obviously rotoscoped, but like the rest of the show doesn't look like that, so it just feels disjointed. I mean, it is hard to live up to the intro from season 1, but it feels like they didn't even try. At this point, I don't even want to bother explaining the plot of each episode because it kind of just boils down to the same plot points over and over. Kazuya and Chizuru are about to be found out. They stop this from happening. Kazuya finds out about the acting work Chizuru does and goes to watch her. Ruka makes a move on Kazuya. Kazuya rejects her, but this makes her more into him. Mami finds out a bit more about Kazuya and Chizuru. She starts plotting. Kazuya rents Chizuru and makes things awkward. Par for the course at this point. Kazuya's grandmother invites Chizuru over and pries way more than she should. All of these happen at least twice just in this season alone. I don't even know how many times it happened in season 1. It really does feel like kind of the same thing as the first season. Both of them even end with Kazuya professing something to Chizuru in front of her apartment door. That's not to say I don't enjoy watching the show, because I do. I think I'm starting to get what people mean when they say it's a dumpster fire, though. Having read through a decent amount of the manga, I can say that they're not really the same at all. Since it's a weekly series, the manga can afford to dive a bit deeper into the daily lives of Kazuya and co. And since it only takes like 5 minutes to read a chapter, it doesn't feel like it's wasting your time at any point. Though they do end far too many chapters off with a cliffhanger, in my opinion. But with the anime, well, this was 2 years in the making, and I have a feeling season 3 won't be out at least until 2024. So it just feels kinda dumb when they're wasting time on Kazuya and Chizuru going on a rental date when they're both dressed in high school uniforms. Like, we get that they're still going on rental dates, but I think we can be at a point now where it's implied that they're still doing it without needing to dedicate entire episodes to it. I'm certainly going to keep watching, especially to see the movie arc pay off, but I think I'll always prefer the manga. I'm not here to say the show's bad, because it isn't. I still like it. I'm just disappointed with what story beats they decided to focus on. At this point, if you're an anime-only watcher, just read the manga. It's better. Plus, you won't get dumbass music over important moments.